It's early morning, and traffic officers Simon and Gary are preparing for another rush hour on patrol along the northern section of the M25.
Lovely job. If you was a lady, Gary, it'd be quite romantic driving around the M25 with the beautiful sunrise.
Why did you just come out with this random stuff?
Can't help it.
Control room operator Emily is also getting ready for a busy morning.
I think tea and toast is the secret to early shift, yeah. You can't get through a whole early without some tea, toast and occasionally some crumpets.
Around the clock, Emily and her colleagues in the M25 control rooms use over 1,000 CCTV cameras to keep a watchful eye on all 117 miles of the motorway.
We've got some hitchhikers, how exciting. They are Junction 8, M11, entry slip road southbound. We had a report of hitchhikers. I've just had a check and it looks like there's a LGV stop there now. So he's either going to give them a lift or murder them brutally. Probably just give them a lift.
It's 6:30 and the rush hour is about to begin. In the next 2 hours, over 75,000 commuters will pour onto the motorway, causing traffic levels to double.
Right, come on, M25, don't let me down today.
I'm off to work, I'm afraid. M25, I do it most days of the week now. It's driving me nuts.
See what the M25 holds for us today? And as soon as you get on traffic.
The rush hour has barely begun when a call comes into the M25 southern control room. At junction 31, an accident north of the river near the Dartford Tunnel has brought the northbound carriageway to a standstill.
Hotel Uniform 21, good morning, go ahead.
We've now already closed 2 lanes of the M25 in one of the busy sections coming from the Dartford River crossing to an RTC.
Next to the tunnel is the Dartford crossing, which carries traffic south across the river. It's the only way to cross the Thames east of London, and now carries around 50,000 more vehicles a day than it was designed for.
Oh no, they've got an RTC.
Ah. An RTC?
And traffic control has just received some more bad news. The rush hour is reaching its peak, and there has now been a second accident at Junction 1 on the south side of the river and on the opposite carriageway.
61, go ahead. Yeah, received.
The motorway is now blocked in both directions.
This section of the map of the M25 around Dartford towards the A2, at the moment that's pretty much snarled up. So anyone trying to commute in that area today is going to be late, probably. It's just RTCs have caused it, and rubberneckers will be causing massive amounts of congestion. So that, yeah, Dartford's going to be not great for the next couple of hours or so until the congestion eases down.
I feel for them because being stuck at this time in the morning, which is coming up to 10 to 7, and you're stuck in that traffic already, it's not a good start to the day.
But for some motorists, being stuck in traffic can have its perks.
I got asked out by someone who cut across 3 lanes of traffic, did the whole wind down your window, and he was like, give us your number, I want to take you out, I want to take you out. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Actually don't need apps. This is the place to pick up men.
And romance is never far away from Traffic Officer Simon's mind either.
You know, a lot of blokes my age who've had, you know, they've been divorced. They don't want to get involved again.
No. Normal people your age just buy another car. You just go, oh, it's time for another wife.
No, but you see, the reason, because I've had so many wives, is I'm an eternal optimist, you see. Is the glass half full or half empty? Neither of them bother me, because I know I can go to the bar and get another point. All right?
Oh, look, it's going crazy.
In the M25 Northern Control Room, Emily spotted a problem.
Can I tell you about an RTC, please?
5-4, go ahead.
It's 24 to 25. It's 4 vehicles involved.
It's just past 8:30 and near Junction 25, a delivery van has been involved in a collision. All 4 vehicles are badly damaged.
One person looks injured.
The accident has blocked 2 lanes of the M25, almost bringing the clockwise carriageway to a standstill.
We've already got traffic queuing. I think we've got about 2 kilometres of traffic come in, and the job's only been with us for 5 minutes, so it is building up.
Gary and Simon are on their way.
Breathe in.
That's if they can get to it through the commuter chaos.
You're going to break that in a minute, Gary, I'm telling you.
2 lanes of the motorway have been closed by the control room. Ignoring these closures is against the law.
People are getting impatient and starting to use the closed lanes. It's stopping emergency services reaching the scene.
It's closed!
As Simon and Gary eventually arrive at the scene, the full extent of the accident is coming to light.
I was just looking to stop, coming up off the junction. I looked in my rear view mirror and the guy behind had stopped as well. So I thought, oh yeah, happy days. Next thing I know, it was just a big, colossal bang. I was jolted backwards. Airbags going everywhere. Smoke was billowing everywhere. And I pooed myself a little bit because I didn't know what to do.
The motorway is at half capacity at the peak of rush hour, and tailbacks are growing fast.
There's the actual accident, and as I check the cameras further back, yeah, oh look, there's loads of it. Absolutely loads of traffic. That's the end. That isn't good. That's my way home as well.
As there are no serious injuries, Simon and Gary are able to get most of the vehicles recovered. But there is a delay recovering the delivery van, so they are just going to have to wait.
It's out of our hands now, and it's going to delay opening the road by possibly another hour.
We haven't had a break, we haven't had our drinks.
And it's comfort break.
Need a comfort break.
Squeezing too hard, he'll leak.
2 hours after the accident, the queues are now backing up by 8 miles. For the commuters, it's just another day stuck in traffic on the M25.
The longest I've sat on the M25 was 6.5 hours.
Easily 5.5 hours.
I've been known to be stuck in my car for 6 or 7 hours before.
Not being able to go to the toilet.
My bladder isn't good at the best of times, so that can be a little bit of a pain in the arse.
There was a coach full of on old people's day out. I had to borrow the loo on there. Quite embarrassing asking to use the toilet, but they were all right about it.
But commuters aren't the only road users to get caught short on the motorway.
This lorry driver here has more likely just done this. Ugh. That is fresh. There's not even a fly on it yet. This is what we're working with.
Unlike some commuters, incident support team Jack and Jamie have made it to work on time at a lay-by near Junction 30.
Lima 72, go ahead.
But they're starting to wish they hadn't.
There's another one, look, underneath the plastic packaging, see it? It's been squashed. Whoa, I can't do it, it makes me sick. I can't do it, it stinks.
150,000 bags of rubbish are collected from the side of the M25 every year, at a cost of £6 million.
Oh, God, I can't do it.
Just get back in the lorry. Get back in and sit down. Oh, it's horrendous. It smells horrendous. It's really disgusting. Terrible.
This is a bigger job than the two of them can tackle, so Jamie calls for reinforcements.
Like, there is fresh human feces on the floor. It's everywhere. It'll take a couple of days to clean this. Well, yeah, we'll do what we can.
It is estimated that the average car user spends over a year of their life stuck in traffic. This morning, the M25 traffic teams have already attended 3 major incidents in just 2.5 hours.
More morning rush hour has been busier than we've expected. We've had serious problems on the M25 at the northern stretch at junction 25. Round at Dartford, we've got traffic queuing over the Thames and into Kent, so that's crossing 2 counties.
It's now 8:30, so anyone caught in the 25 miles of tailbacks is going to be late for work. Traffic officers Andy and Keith are waiting for their next job.
Unlike every other rush hour in London, the M25 doesn't have a specific time. You know, Thursday is the new Friday, Wednesday is the new Thursday. Every day's the same. Saturdays and Sundays can have its own rush hour. I cherish it like the misunderstood child that it is.
I agree.
You know, it's like the black sheep of the family. Everybody's disparaging and says horrible things about it and reluctantly invites it to Christmas parties. But I like the M25.
So do I. I think it's great.
But that could be about to change.
Yeah, copy that. We've seen it on camera. We're setting signals over.
Pulled up on scene number 6-2 received.
We got an accident. It was quite serious.
At junction 5 of the M4, there has been a collision between an HGV and a car in its blind spot, spinning the vehicle into the central reservation.
We've got reports of a multi-vehicle RTC. We've got a vehicle facing the wrong way in lane 4 and several cars and an HGV is the initial report. The nature of the injuries, yeah, that's the biggest fear, really.
072 Hotel.
Red X is lane 3M4 on log 478, please.
In the control room, Ian is shutting down the 2 lanes of traffic closest to the accident.
We've got fire brigade tools to cut someone out. The ambulance is on scene. We've got 2 cars trying to get around the roundabout to get to it.
Take kilos.
Just trying to get some organised chaos out of this place. Okay. Yeah. So we've got 4 and Arctic there, we've got a car there, a van there. Yeah, this one.
The driver of the car has suspected neck injuries.
6-2, go ahead.
The paramedics are working on a lady in the car. She was unconscious initially. She's now in a neck brace. Fire will have to extract her, and 4-3 closures are out.
85% of incidents are cleared within an hour, but not when injuries are involved. While the fire service and paramedics work on the casualty, Andy and Keith need to keep eyes on the traffic at all times.
You happy with the room you got?
Yeah, obviously there are people rubbernecking. Is there any way we can put the cones a bit further back?
As in...
Or are you happy with that?
We'll reinforce this bit.
No, that's fine. Thank you, fellas. Yeah.
Our role is to contain, manage the traffic flow past the scene to allow the emergency services to do their jobs. Yeah, it's upsetting to see people in pain and distress, but you need to emotionally detach yourself from that and not get sucked into that to the detriment of your own job. We're here to maintain these guys' safety. If we start getting involved, we're not keeping the scene safe and we could potentially have a second incident.
With 2 lanes closed, this accident is already having a massive impact on the traffic.
We've halved the capacity of this motorway for 25 minutes now. So it's imperative that we safely remove her so we can open the lanes again. This will be tailing back 2 or 3 junctions, at least.
It's the 4th major incident in the last 4 hours. Today's rush hour has turned into a nightmare.
Here we go. The story of my life. Stuck in traffic.
Commuters aren't the only ones stuck in the Dartford tailbacks. Traffic officers Phil and Sam are also experiencing life in the slow lane.
It's one of the phenomenons of the M25. But for some reason, we seem to get unknown quantity of shoes, but only one on the hard shoulder. I don't know where the other one goes. Print out a big map, the M25. Every time we find the shoe, we pin the shoe on the part of the M25 where we found it until we complete the route all the way around.
Echo 51 Hotel.
Back at junction 25, Simon and Gary have been waiting for the delivery van to be recovered. 2 lanes of traffic have been closed for almost 4 hours, costing the country's economy over £650,000.
To get a recovery truck to junction 24, they think it's going to take 2 hours. So the plan is they're going to hold all traffic at junction 25 and bring a recovery truck backwards the wrong way along the carriageway. So that's a bit That's a bit traumatic.
Now Gary has to close the entire carriageway.
Stop! Stop!
Time is money, and this manoeuvre will slash commuters' waiting time.
We're coming to site any second now. As soon as that's done, we'll turn the recovery truck round and then we'll release the traffic. So, here it comes down.
An operation that would have taken 2 hours is achieved in just 3 minutes.
Started our shift at 6, so we're ready for this vehicle to be recovered, taken away so we can have a quick break.
It's taken all morning to clear this incident, but 5 hours after the crash,
Scene clear, state 2, over.
the carriageway is finally free-flowing again. But there's not much celebrating going on at Junction 30, where Jack and Jamie have found some incriminating litter at a lay-by.
Whew. It's a bottle of vodka, a bottle of spirits, empty. Well, obviously. Someone drank a bottle of spirits and drove the next day.
Service stations charge trucks to park overnight, so lay-bys like this are frequented by drivers on a budget. And with no sense of smell.
Okay. There's also a bottle of urine, yeah? You find them all up and down the laybys.
I can't get my head around it. I don't understand. Our Arctic drivers can park in here overnight, get absolutely nutted, and then drive away. It just don't make sense. You wouldn't treat your home like this, would you? Just don't treat it like this here. I mean, I can't deal with the smell, sorry. Makes me feel sick. You've done a good job, Jack. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
You love it, didn't you?
No, I hate it. I really hate it. We'll have to come back later and do some more. We'll have a little break from it because of the smell now, yeah?
Come on,
Chase full speed on log 190 of it.
At Junction 5 of the M4, Keith and Andy have been managing a 2-lane closure to keep the emergency services safe while they treat a commuter with suspected neck injuries. The paramedics are happy that she's in a stable enough condition to be cut out of the car.
Open your eyes for me.
Minimal damage. We're going to take you down slowly in the seat so you're lying in a backward position. We'll lay the foot down here, and then we'll just slide you across.
Thankfully, the injured driver is removed safely and can now be taken to hospital.
We get on with our job and let everybody else get on with theirs, but it's a very good interwoven event. You know, we work very closely with these guys, they work with us.
Now the car can be recovered, and after 4 hours, the motorway can finally be reopened.
5-4 coming off.
Cool. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Time for a cup of tea?
During this morning's rush hour, the M25 traffic teams have dealt with 4 major accidents and cleared more than 30 miles of tailbacks. At last, it's time for them to call it a day.
You hope the afternoon shift has a bit of a quieter one than you did?
No, I don't. I hope they get caned.
It's been a big day for big accidents that's caused massive problems.
Oh, that's state 11 for us as well, over. That's me finished.
Yeah, but I can show on a log on the
It's 6 p.m. and at the M25 Northern Control Centre, Emily and Tom are working the late shift.
We are the cutting edge of traffic management. We are seeking forward new horizons. And I am the tip of the spear.
He's touching cloth, he is.
You kind of ruined it there, Emily.
It's the tip of the turtle head.
There are more than 1,000 CCTV cameras keeping watch over the M25, helping them to keep road users safe. The UK's motorways are some of the safest in the world. But in a high-speed environment, danger is never far away, especially at night.
Anything could happen to you and nobody would know. Because look at it, you don't see a thing, it's just darkness. If I suddenly went over in that ditch, would anybody come and get me? Would a car go past and say, oh, there's a car in the ditch, shall we stop and see what's there? They wouldn't, they'd just drive straight past. So nobody would find me till the morning and then I'm dead.
For us in here, we're in no danger at all. The biggest danger we get is if, we scald ourselves making a cup of tea. But for the on-road traffic, it's a very risky job. I don't think members of the public appreciate how risky it is.
There are 26 traffic officers working this evening, whose job it is to keep the motorway safe.
We've been known by other stations as cowboys.
I'd have said mavericks rather than cowboys.
Mavericks, yeah.
Grant and Steve have been working together for 10 years.
Actually, we're like an old married couple thinking about it.
A little bit.
Yeah, we are.
I love you, Grant.
I love you too, Steve.
Okay.
Our office is by the side of a strip of land where people are doing 70, 80, 90 mile an hour. And people are looking at phones and people are not obeying traffic signals. So, yeah, it's always dangerous.
Every job that we do on the motorway as a traffic officer has the potential to be dangerous.
One, go ahead. Oh, wow. Whoa. We've got a massive vehicle fire on the M40, 2 to 1A. Yeah, received, thank you. Can I get another unit as well, over?
At junction 2 to 1A on the M40, a huge mobile crane has burst into flames.
That's epic.
Despite the erratic blaze, traffic is still trying to get past.
Oh, jeez.
But the wheels have started to explode across the carriageway, narrowly missing drivers.
We've had to put stops across the whole carriageway because it has completely exploded.
As control room operator, it's down to Emily to decide on the best course of action, and fast.
So we're stopping traffic here. 6-1 and mate are going to have to turn and go to scene. Then 6-2 are standing by.
20-metre high flames. Right, OK. Wow, that's gone up. I wonder what that's carrying.
The 92-ton crane caught fire when hydraulic fluid was sparked by an electrical fault. Despite the huge fireball, the driver has escaped unhurt.
Hotel Alpha Sierra's
got 12 tyres, which is what all the explosions were. Big tyres, it's a crane.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure that there's no risk of that happening again. They're obviously holding it all shut at the moment until they can get it fully under control.
Right.
The crane has 12 wheels. Another could explode at any moment.
It's still alive.
It's still well alive, absolutely well alive. So we're going to be here a little while.
After dark, the average speed of traffic goes up by 20%, making the M25 much more dangerous.
Lima 72, go ahead.
It's past 11 p.m, and near Junction 5, Jason and his maintenance team are preparing for another night on the motorway. They are part of the hidden army of 90 nocturnal workers that keep the M25 spick and span, while the rest of us are sleeping.
Tonight we're in the all-lanes running section on the M25, sign cleaning, grass cutting, litter picking, so there's quite a lot going on.
Tonight, they're coning off a slip road. Reduced traffic after dark makes this the best time to carry out their work. Despite this, 15 people have been killed on the job in the last decade.
I've known people to actually been killed where somebody's just come straight through, not took one blind bit of notice of the signs.
Ignoring the overhead signs, high-speed vehicles are cutting in front of Jason's truck to get off at the slip road, with just a few feet to spare.
There comes another one, and another one. Here comes a truck. Got a chevron area up there, you know, they're going to cut across it. How stupid are they? There he goes, look. another idiot. He's going.
And this is just the start of their night shift. At junction 2 to 1A on the M40, it also looks like it's going to be a long night. 35 firefighters are tackling a huge crane fire.
We've currently got both sides of the road stopped. We've got the hard shoulder completely engulfed. The centre reservation's on fire.
It takes over an hour to bring the blaze under control.
In this instance, our job is going to be traffic management immediately behind the fire engine.
Both carriageways have been closed, and there are currently hundreds of cars trapped on the motorway, some of whom have had a lucky escape.
We saw a massive fire, and then I saw something from this side shoot across as it exploded. It was mad.
But thank God we were a little bit behind it. It swerved, the tyre blew out, and then it just went in flames, you know? It just, everything went everywhere. This actually came off it from the explosion.
It takes the fire brigade 2 hours and 40,000 litres of foam and water to extinguish the blaze.
This earlier on was a £3.5 million crane that, due to some fuel fault, has caught fire, and that's what's left of it. That's what's caused all the chaos.
2 lanes are now clear of debris, and they can release the backlog of traffic.
Watch your backs!
But the crane weighs over twice that of a fully loaded articulated lorry, and they now need to figure out how to shift it off the motorway.
Just to let you know, the traffic has started to move now. Slightly on the bad news side, they reckon it's going to take 6 to 7 hours to actually get this crane up and away.
Back at Junction 5, Jason and his team are working on some essential maintenance. But sometimes the dangers come in small packages.
I just caught it, and so hopefully I ain't got none of it. It's very rarely that you get a full bottle of Coke or anything thrown out of the car, so 9 times out of 10, if it is a full bottle of something, it's going to be wee. On the motorway at night, there's always strange people, mainly us. We're the weirdest, I think, but I think you've got to be mad some nights to work when everyone else is tucked up in bed asleep.
Close to 700 people are injured in road accidents every year on the M25. So motorists and road workers are never far from danger.
The kind of dangers you would get on the M25, stuff like debris, broken down vehicles blocking the road. Things like pedestrians, like you don't think, why do people walk on the motorway? People do. It's the M25, all human life is here. If you build it, they will come and break down on it and cause a fantastic mess and have a big accident.
To reduce the dangers, a new motorway management system called Smart Motorways was introduced on the M25. Part of this new strategy was to remove the hard shoulder, which helps to ease congestion and has reduced accidents by 17%. Using the overhead automated signs, lanes can be closed easily and efficiently.
I think that cross means slow down, doesn't it?
Unfortunately, a third of us are unsure what these signs mean.
I'm doing 60. Does this say 60? No, I'm doing 50. Right, I'm doing 50. I'm going to stick to the speed limit for a change.
Wow, there's a first time for everything. Unbelievable. Lisa's going to stick to the speed limit.
Patrolling the southern section of the M25 are traffic officers Phil and Sam.
I think the worst habit has got to be just paying absolutely no attention to the signs and signals you got up on the gantries. People just completely ignore them because they're in a rush.
Lima 72, go ahead.
They've been called to Junction 10. There has been a shunt in heavy traffic involving 3 cars.
We've just literally had a call in from our control room saying there's been a 3-car RTC just up here in the outside lane by junction 10.
Traffic is ignoring the closed lanes, causing tailbacks to build and making it even harder for Sam and Phil to get to the incident.
People are still oblivious to what the signs are. They just want to get to work and not worry about these guys' safety or our guys' safety. I don't want to go home in a box.
Once they are in front of the traffic, they can slow it down by zigzagging across the lanes in what is called a rolling roadblock.
Yeah, we've got a rolling road implemented with compliance at 7-1/1 on the Alpha Mike 25.
Eventually bringing it to a complete stop by hand. While they discuss how to clear the motorway of the smashed-up cars, Sam and Phil need to hold the traffic back. But for some, an empty hard shoulder is just too tempting.
Hey! Where are you going? Hey! Golf Echo 62.
Golf Echo 62, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you noted that on log. We've just had an HGV run the hard shoulder straight through up to junction 10. I don't know if you can get the plate.
That's all received. Unfortunately not. Camera is far in the distance. We will get it tagged, however.
In 2014, a traffic officer was killed on the hard shoulder. The Highways England team take things like this very personally.
That's my colleagues on the road. He doesn't want to get stopped, so he's basically just put their lives at risk.
Despite a 44-ton articulated lorry breaking the roadblock at speed, some frustrated motorists seem oblivious to the dangers.
And you can see we've got people walking about, already had a couple of people in the outside lane just checking on what's going on. It's so dangerous to do that. And obviously now a motorbike's just gone whizzing past and nearly hit them on in the outside lane. Don't do it, it's dangerous.
Before anyone else tries to break through the crash scene, and now with support from another unit to block the traffic, Sam and Phil need to get the 3 cars off the motorway by any means necessary. After just 17 minutes, Sam and Phil manage to get the wreckage to the hard shoulder so they can release the waiting traffic before any further accidents can happen.
Yeah, we'll clear the carriageway. Yeah. Happy for you to release it whenever you're cleared up and ready.
They're on the hard shoulder, lane closures have been cleared, all 3 lanes of traffic, as you can see, are now free-flowing.
When it comes to dangerous driving, 57% of motorists believe the reputation of white van drivers is well deserved.
Come on, move over. Yes, I do swear at people. Yes, I do get road rage. And yeah, I will drive close to people if they just will not move out of one lane, they're lane hogging. I should just have lessons, compulsory lessons for motorways on how to actually drive. I suspect about 90% of people on the motorway wouldn't pass them anyway. I probably wouldn't start off with.
But despite their reputation, white van drivers are almost half as likely to be involved in a road accident as car drivers.
Yeah, he's not looking, and he's got a phone in his left hand. Well done, mate.
Lima 72, go ahead.
At junction 29, traffic officers Pete and Andy are patrolling their patch. Despite the dangers, these are 2 traffic officers who like their day job.
I do enjoy being here. Yeah. And no 2 days the same. No monotony to it.
I'll be climbing the walls at home. There's only so much loose women and bargain hunt you can watch.
They've spotted a lorry strap in the middle of the carriageway.
Come across the lorry strap in lane 2. We're going to try to retrieve her by hand. Over.
Am I going to do it or are you going to do it?
No, you can go and get in.
67-year-old Pete now has a difficult decision to make to avoid holding up the traffic.
I'm waiting for a suitable gap in the traffic so I can run out and get it, rather than putting a rolling block on. But I will wait for the suitable gap in the traffic. Andy, I think that's bedded in.
I'm looking at that, I'm wondering that. If not,
That's bedded in, I don't want to do it.
Off this one, Pete, maybe. No, get out.
That's bedded in, that's unmovable. We'll have to get a crowbar on that one.
Nearly 400 lorry straps are reported on the M25 every year, and for this one, Pete and Andy have had to stop the traffic after all.
Yeah, job done, yeah.
It may only be a bit of debris, but it gets struck to cause loads of problems,
Absolutely.
But that's the sort of thing that will bring a motorcyclist off a bike.
Comes through a windscreen.
Comes through a windscreen, blow tyres on lorries.
Yep.
Wrap around axles, it can cause so many problems.
At night, the M25 becomes a very different beast. With less traffic but higher speeds, the chance of more serious incidents goes up.
6-1, go ahead. Yeah, received.
At junction 15, Grant and Steve are nearing the end of another late shift.
They've actually worked out that of all the vehicles, in any one day, of all the vehicles broken down over the hard shoulders of motorway, something gets struck once every 11 minutes.
Sierra Lima 6-1.
A call has come in about a suspicious car on the hard shoulder. The control room believe it's been there for a while.
We had a bit of a weird description. It's coming as two characters standing on the hard shoulder, dressed in black, leaning against the barrier. All right, I'm just scanning through the cameras, trying to find... Oh, hello. There they are, look.
You all right? Do you need any assistance?
Police are on the scene. The car is uninsured and has been impounded, but they also suspect the driver of drink driving.
He's seizing the vehicle. They're getting a little bit stressy. Can we hang on just to show numbers?
There is no police backup, so ex-security guard Steve steps in to help.
Just so that you're calm, we're traffic officers, we're not police. We've come to make sure everything's all right.
I need to be more worried about these officers than you.
We saw you were walking up the road. Don't calm down.
The car's passenger has been standing out in the cold for a while, so Grant gives him a foil blanket.
We're taking your car, but have a full blanket in the event you get cold. That's nice. Here, have some turkey foil.
Oh, listen, mate, just take that off, mate, yeah, because you're making yourself look
Come away, what are you doing, mate? Don't touch, and don't touch anything over there either.
As the police backup arrives, Steve gives it one last try to cool down the driver.
Just do yourself a favour, calm down there. Just calm down.
Just chill.
Calm down.
After breathalyzing the driver, everyone's suspicions are confirmed.
I've just had the update from 6-1 that the driver's actually been arrested for being over the limit. Now we know.
Yeah, no, you might as well. Yeah, no, you've been a help. Cheers for that.
Don't sound so surprised.
Last year, 8,000 people were killed or injured in drink driver-related collisions. Another one off the road is a win for the Highways England team.
If we could have every day where everybody goes home uninjured and the roads have moved as smoothly as we can make them, that's a good day.
Marvellous. I love a happy ending.
It's the start of the August bank holiday and the forecast is for a heat wave. 16 million motorists are expected to hit Britain's roads this weekend.
Right, everybody ready?
Yep.
On a network that's already overstretched, the M25 will be taking the brunt of the extra traffic.
Everyone's got a face like a wet weekend. Everyone should be excited. They're going away. Come on, we've got 3 days off. Let's go and get drunk. Well, you not get drunk, I'll get drunk.
98% of all roadworks on the UK's motorways have been lifted especially for the weekend, so the M25 should be running clear. Capturing the mass exodus are over 1,000 CCTV cameras, monitored by a hidden army of traffic controllers. In South Mimms, control room operator Emily is preparing for the worst.
I'm just having a quick look, see if I can find any news stories of woe predicting the chaos that's going to be caused this weekend. Oh, here we go. Bank holiday travel chaos. 16 million drivers expected to hit the roads today. Actually got the word Carmageddon in there. I'll be like, set the signs on the road. Carmageddon ahead.
While most of the country is off on their holidays, traffic officers Tim and Howard are just starting their shift.
I do find on a bank holiday we get a real mix of drivers. You quite often see them, don't you? You've got a husband and wife driving, kids in the back.
Mummy, is it true that a millipede's got 10 eyes?
Not sure of the route.
We haven't come very far. We've done like a massive circle.
Traffic, queues, people breaking down with their nans, the little kids having wheeze at the side of the road because they're 30 miles from the services.
Will you stop pulling my hair? I know you're pulling my hair.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? How long have you got to go? I want an ice cream.
Sit down properly, because we're on a fast road.
And you think, God, I'm glad I'm at work.
Oh, there's some flashing lights up there. Might have been an accident.
Oh, don't say that.
Sierra Tango 6868.
It's just 2 hours into the big bank holiday getaway, and at junction 18, Emily has her first big job of the day.
We've got 5 vehicles into the central reservation of her. That's not good.
In heavy bank holiday traffic, a car has hit their brakes hard, causing 5 cars to pile up behind it. The accident has blocked the fast lane and tailbacks are already building up.
In this case, we don't know if there'll be injuries or not.
Almost half of all accidents on the M25 involve more than one vehicle. The more cars involved, the more chance there is of serious injury, as well as further accidents from rubberneckers not paying attention to the road in front of them.
Total 5 cars in collision, there's no casualties, no one trapped.
These drivers have all had a lucky escape.
What we're going to do, we've got 5 or 6 cars in here. We're going to see what we can drive over onto the high shoulder to try and get the motorway open as soon as possible. There's no injuries, which is great news. Therefore, there's no need to leave everything here from an evidence point of view, so we can get everything cleared over.
2 lanes are now blocked by the emergency services. Just 5 minutes since Tim and Howard's arrival, the traffic is already tailing back 3 junctions, 7 miles away.
So Sierra Tango 68 are now on the scene. So this one is showing where the traffic's starting to build up. It's right back at junction 21 now.
9 minutes have gone by and the vehicles are ready to be moved. Now Tim needs to bring the traffic to a halt, and there's only one way to do that: by hand.
Hey!
So far, so good. Right, I'm just going to throw that in there, mate. I'll sort it out in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
12 minutes have now passed, and under the scorching bank holiday sun, impatience is building in the roadblock. But Tim and Howard can't release it just yet. Every last bit of debris has to be swept away. In the end, it takes less than 20 minutes for Tim and Howard to clear the scene and reopen the motorway.
Travelling home back to Newbury for bank holiday weekend. And then this happened. It's just sod's law that it's blinding sunlight and I'm ginger and I'm getting sunburned, so it's fine.
68's got the screen clear. All 4 lanes reopened.
A cup of tea would be lovely at this stage.
Well, so far,
Yeah.
2 hours, we have driven 77 miles in 2 hours.
We've only got another 500.
It's really hot.
How hot is it?
It's 27 degrees. Now we're coming to a standstill. I'm not a traffic person, especially when I've got shorts on, leather seats and a sweaty ass. I'm sliding in my seat already.
But things are about to get much worse.
5-1, go ahead.
Crushed under concrete and rubble, moments after hitting a footbridge. The driver of this lorry travelling along the M20 in Kent was lucky to walk away with his life.
This is massive. This is bank holiday weekend. We've got all that traffic going to the tunnel. This is going to have a huge impact because that's not going to be moved anytime soon. That's going to be horrendous.
The M20 is the major link between the M25 and Dover and was expected to take over 50,000 people to the continent this weekend. It's now closed in both directions.
Managing traffic, lost souls.
Thousands of holidaymakers' plans are under threat. Traffic Officer Andy has the unenviable task of preventing traffic from going onto the blocked M20.
Left at the lights and follow the A20.
Which means pushing them back onto a heavily clogged M25.
We're expecting it to be pretty heavy, and this is the worst thing that could have happened for the bank holiday weekend. People are getting away, people are returning, you know, people will be heading back to work come Monday.
Nobody knows how long it will take to remove 400 tons of reinforced concrete. And in just 2 days' time, holidaymakers will be returning home in their droves.
No, it's a bridge collapse. Yeah, so going to be some time. It's just funny to see the frustration in their eyes as they go by shaking their heads as if we deliberately came out here tonight or today and closed the M20 junction for them, as if we've got nothing else better to do.
It's the August bank holiday weekend, but it's no picnic for motorists. A footbridge on the M20 has been hit by a truck, causing it to collapse, diverting thousands of extra vehicles onto an already congested M25 and bringing parts of the southeast to a standstill.
Just to bring you up to speed now with this collision, lorry collided with a pedestrian bridge on the M20. Happened just after 12 o'clock today. Officers have told us that the bridge on the M20 had been hit by a lorry and the crash is being dealt with as a major incident. Now, travel disruption is said to be severe, with the motorway likely to be closed for some time.
This is the footbridge. Obviously, they haven't updated Google Images. That's epic. I mean, not seen anything like this in the 8 years I've worked here, and I doubt I will again. And especially on a bank holiday weekend, that would have affected so many people trying to get on their holidays.
Fortunately, the western side of the M25 is still flowing.
Don't forget sun cream.
Oh God, I forgot sun cream.
I've got sun cream.
I've got sun tanning oil as well.
I've got tanning oil.
People smile. When you're in a camper van, people smile. Chicks love it.
I just had a hula hoop on me. Someone just, what flavour is it?
Original.
Near Heathrow, traffic officers Jerry and Lindy are expecting a busy shift.
You know, it's always prepare for the worst and hope for the best, I think, with bank holidays. You just can't predict it.
Yeah, that's all received. Another report of a traffic collision. It's reported as a car, V's HGV. They always cause a lot of damage.
Near junction 16, a foreign truck has sideswiped a small car in its blind spot. One casualty has been reported.
A paramedic is on scene and working on somebody, so it could be something quite serious at this time.
They've seen it on camera. They believe it looks quite serious.
Car versus lorry always makes your heart sink. It always has the potential to be the worst-case scenario.
So it's coming up on the right now? I'll go ahead with this lot first.
Okay.
Lindy and Jerry's first priority is to make the scene safe for the paramedics to work in.
What's the situation?
34-year-old lady with neck injury in there, so to be honest,
Have we got fire coming?
I believe Trumpton's already been called, yes.
Foreign lorry, they've probably changed lanes, that they don't see them, they're on their blind side, they miss them completely.
The passenger has had a lucky escape, and the driver appears to be okay, but the paramedics are taking no chances.
Everything they're doing now is precautionary. She believes it's a muscular injury, but of course they're going to check anyway. I just want to set the lorry driver's mind at rest a little bit. He's still got a journey to do. Bless his heart, he was only on this motorway because the M20 was shut. He wouldn't have been here otherwise.
Woman, she's okay.
She's going to be okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Full concentration on your driving now, not on the lady. Okay, good man. Just wait for recovery to leave, lorry to go, police unit to leave, and we'll bring it all in.
It's all in a day's work for Jerry and Lindy.
I have to say, it was never my intention to become a traffic officer. It's not a role I actually ever would have thought of putting myself in. But here I am. Still here.
Back at junction 4 of the M20, all the delayed traffic from yesterday has been turned around and sent on its way, leaving an army of engineers to try and figure out how to remove the 400 tons of bridge wreckage from the carriageway.
Everybody back. Right back.
To reopen the road like this is anyone's guess still at the moment.
In less than 24 hours, millions of holidaymakers will be attempting the return journey home.
I do feel a tiny bit sorry for the guy who was driving the lorry. Can you imagine when he renews his insurance, they're going to say, what was the value of your last accident? And he's going to have to say, well, it was like several £1 million in fixing a major piece of infrastructure across the main arterial road that links England and France. Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, yeah, I'll turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind.
Music always makes the journey go quicker.
What is up?
Just
I thought you meant you talking.
But while the rest of the nation is on holiday, Tim and Howard are quite happy to be at work.
I probably spend more time with Howard than I do with my wife. That's
sad, isn't it?
A bit sad, isn't it?
I would say that's. I always tell my wife that's why we've been married so long.
Yes,
we don't see much of each other.
I agree with that, actually.
We've got reports of a vehicle broken down in the central reservation. It's 2 people on board, and it looks like it's Harley Davidson.
Log 1165, yep, we're just coming down the M25 towards the M40 now, so we can pick that up, over.
Tim and Howard have been called to an incident near junction 16 of the M25. There are reports of a broken-down Harley Davidson.
Danger of being in the central reservation. There's nowhere safe to stand and people are going to be coming past you very, very quickly. Wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't fancy hanging out there myself.
They need to find the motorbike before there are any further incidents. But they too are caught up in the tailbacks it's causing.
I can see a motorcycle down there.
Put the don't pass on.
Okay.
Yeah,
and lights on. Right, everything's on.
Right.
The motorcyclist and their passenger are stranded by the central reservation. So Tim and Howard put on what's known as a rolling roadblock by zigzagging across the carriageway to slow down and then stop the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
I'll stop it before the lay-by.
Then we can bring it
and
back.
we can come back, yeah?
Wait there a minute, just stay where you are, all right. You okay?
It's runnable, but I've got flat tyre. I can get it over there.
Can you, that's all you've got over there. You can turn it around there and go back in front of that lorry.
I'll try without dropping it.
All right, okay. Okay. Right, the motorcycle's got a rear flat tyre, so the lady driver's going to try and get it up to the end of the lay-by there, because we've got no hard shoulder here.
Very scary, very, very scary, because we had a back blowout. But it wasn't the right place to have one, because no one gives you a lot of leeway on movement. Everyone's fighting for pole position to get home.
And it's not been a good day for the passenger either.
No, I had just survived a heart attack this morning. What? Yeah. What happened? It was a very close call. I've had 3 major heart attacks before, and I woke up this morning feeling rather ill, but thanks to medication and aspirin, 4 aspirin later.
We're going to open the motorway. Right. Okay, so we've released the traffic. We've got the motorcycle over, so everything's back to normal, back to safety again. We can clear the signs and signals, any ones that were set. And that's good. Good job done.
It's Sunday late afternoon and the bank holiday's nearing its end.
It's been a nice bank holiday, hasn't it?
It's been all right.
It's been all right, hasn't it? So what actually happened in that M20 accident?
A lorry hit the bridge.
Hit the bridge?
Yeah.
Back at the M20, traffic officers, emergency services and contractors have been working round the clock to clear the bridge wreckage. Now, less than 30 hours since the incident, the M20 is safe for vehicles. And Lee and Howard have been tasked with releasing the M25 traffic onto the soon-to-be-reopened M20.
We're reopening the main carriageway. All right, so it's all going to be open for you any second.
There's our signal that we're going to be making a move.
All in.
All aboard.
Releasing the waiting traffic must be a carefully orchestrated operation. The patrol car starts to move the traffic off slowly, gathering pace to the legal speed limit until they release the roadblock.
If we was just to release the cones and, yeah, there you go, it's all open now, it would probably be like wacky races and there would be further incidents, so you have to have some control.
Thank you, is up. Falls is still on. Echo 25 has just released the traffic over.
Lights are out, thank you, is up. Golf Echo 25. Yeah, rolling road's been released, all 4 lanes are running, we are state 2 over. There goes the traffic down towards the M20.
Over the course of this weekend, over 5,000 incidents on the motorway have been dealt with. 400 tons of concrete have been cut up and disposed of, and over 1 million people have used the M25.
Oh, done.
Yay! Oh, I'm so hot. I need to get out.
Most of them without incident.
Whoa!
Wow!
Oh my God! Is that what he hit?
Yeah.
Bank holiday weekend loves to throw something up to surprise us, and it came up trumps. Yeah.
The M25 is very unpredictable.
It's a victim of its own success, quite frankly.
Go get some toast.
This is Emily going on her break. She likes to make toast and marmite.
She screwed up the M25.
And she likes tea.
And now she's going to go and make toast.
It's morning. An M25 control room operator, Tom, is starting his drive to work. And just like 250,000 of us, he's taking the M25.
The trouble with this job is if you phone up and say I'm stuck in traffic, they check straight away.
Freight carried on Britain's roads is worth up to £11 billion a year to Britain's economy. And it falls to a dedicated team of controllers to keep the M25 moving.
Yeah, got that one. Yeah, still ongoing.
It's a stressful job, but for Emily, there is one thing that ensures a good shift. A decent cup of tea.
Oh, Chris, what have you done? My manatee. It's meant to be it's a manatee, it's a tea infuser. And sometimes I just have it hooked over the side of my teacup, just as a little friend. Hello, how is England? Yeah, what have you got?
The explosion in online shopping has led to a 51% increase of vans and lorries on our motorways. And with 40% of accidents on the M25 involving a lorry, it's put a massive strain on the relationship between car and truck driver.
Now, what is worse? Was it car or lorry drivers? I think it's quite difficult to choose.
The thing that really surprises me now is the sheer amount of trucks. They're just in all lanes, and there's loads of them.
I think a lot of the motorists on the motorways, they're in their own little world. Look at that, look. Straight across.
Lorry that just came across. Everyone shoved on their brakes.
Oh, nice, see that? Articulated lorry, changed lanes there, no indication, straight in front of another car.
See the car in front, that's the sort of gap we need to stop when we're fully loaded. That gap isn't for you to duck into because you've left it too late to get off.
I think people don't seem to respect what an LGV does and the mass of it.
Lorry drivers, they are professionals, but they can get it wrong, and when they do, it's 44 tonnes of getting it wrong, and that can be quite catastrophic.
And when it comes to collisions between lorries and cars, there are no prizes for who comes off worse.
Circa 5-2.
At junction 22, there has been a collision between a lorry and a car.
Yeah, Brian, go ahead. Just prior to 16, we've got a car sideways on and an LGV in lane 3. Imagine it's a very, very scary experience. Most of the time, they result in an injury, but unfortunately, sometimes they result in injury, and I know at least one that somebody's died.
Right, I've got lane 1 and lane 2 at the minute.
In order to recover the vehicles from the fast lane and safely treat any injuries, traffic officers Ray and Brian need to shut the motorway with a rolling roadblock.
You ready? Arrivals on, don't pass displayed. Got lane 3, look, got lane 4 coming up.
The traffic is brought to a halt by zigzagging across the motorway.
You stay back. I'll go and see what the extent is, right?
Now Brian can get the facts.
What vehicle are you in, sir? OK, are you injured, sir? I'm all right. You all right? What's this, the lorry driver? Right. Hello, mate, are you injured? You're not injured. You be able to drive your vehicle.
A lorry's blind spot can be nearly half its length, almost double that of an average family saloon car, making collisions like this all too common.
This lorry versus car is non-injury so far.
The black car was sitting in the lorry's blind spot. As the truck changed lanes, it sideswiped the vehicle, spinning it into the central reservation.
Car drivers don't respect the blind spot of a lorry, so they'll hover around, and then when the lorry changes lane, they get spun around by the lorry. We do get a lot of those. That's probably the most common accident we have. The most I've had is 8 in a shift across the region.
OK, go through, and then I'll see you on the old shoulder. Just stay there now. Just stay there. OK, now, can you drive your vehicle, or do you want me to do it, sir? OK.
Doing what traffic officers do best, Brian has the road cleared in a matter of minutes, and Ray is able to release the traffic.
Hotel Alpha from Sierra Echo 52.
But the lorry driver is clearly in shock.
You know, you get the classic, everyone's coming down the inside here. And with a HGV, you just don't see nothing. 1 minute I'm fine, next minute I hear a crumple and then there's a car in front. 20 years of driving, never had an RTA. Absolutely gutted.
The car driver has had a lucky escape.
Now I feel all right, but should come over there, but I'm all right now because I thought I was going to roll, so.
Where were you on your way to?
Fishing. We're still having a bit of luck.
But before they can release the truck driver, they need to be sure he is okay to drive.
Well, at least you didn't panic. If you just braked and it still had that side momentum, there is a possibility that it could roll. So just slowing down is the best thing, but obviously these things don't slow down really quick. They'll take a good 100, 200 metres just to slow down, even with a car in front. Yeah. So I thought you held up held it together well.
He's doing way better than I have.
Yeah, he's got fishing to look forward to. Nice and calm and relaxing. You can chill out to that. Don't beat yourself up over it.
No, it's an accident, isn't it? It happens
You
every
can't
day.
You can't change what's happened.
But nobody's injured.
Yeah.
Right? Nice hot tea with a couple of spoons of sugar in it, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, nice one.
You take care, mate.
Hi, Michael. Non-injury, which is really good news. A few panels are bent, but that's what insurance is for. But yeah, I'd say that drivers were both very lucky.
Patrolling the northern section of the M25 are traffic officer Simon and team manager Kevin.
So do you reckon you'll be able to do that? Lorry drivers sleep in trucks, long hours, park on the motorway, have a snooze?
No, it's never really appealed to me, long distance lorry driving.
You like the comfort of your bed, don't you?
That's it.
How would you decorate your truck if you had one, though?
There'd be mirrors on the ceiling.
It's a bit like your bedroom then.
Circa 5'2", so 5'2".
Oh, we've got a lorry here.
At junction 25, Kevin and Simon have spotted a lorry parked in a dangerous position on the side of the motorway.
Round right, can't see what's wrong with him.
Strange as it might seem, you are nearly 3 times more likely to be involved in an accident on the side of the motorway than you are on the carriageway.
Hello, have you broken down?
No, speak English.
No, speak English. Why have you stopped?
Diagram.
No, you don't stop on the motorway for that. You can't stop here for that. This is for emergency, that's not emergency. Yeah, sure, stop please. With a Romanian lorry changing his tachograph over.
Yeah, 5-1, that's all received. It's a lorry having a tacho break. Tacho break meaning they've passed their hours, not tacho like the food.
A tacho or tachograph is the recording of a truck's driving time, speed and distance. They're used to make sure drivers don't exceed the limits of driving 9 hours a day.
No tacho. You can shrug your shoulders all you like. You need to go, please. Now. Really? Go.
I'm actually getting quite hungry now, speaking about tacos.
When I'm speaking to a lorry driver, they don't speak much English.
Like yourself?
Yeah, but like me, really. Sort of. Then it makes life a bit challenging.
And there's another challenge waiting for them just 5 minutes down the road. Kevin is going to have to dust off his language skills once again.
I can feel another tacho break.
Hello? No, stop here, no. Not on motorway. You can't stop here. No, thank you. And look at this rubbish they leave there. They have the tacho breaks. That bottle there is full of and this is where people who genuinely break down have to stop. It's not on.
It's a worry. It really is a worry. Watch where you're putting your feet.
Cars account for 79% of all vehicles on Britain's roads. Lorries only make up 5%, but over half of all their driving is on motorways, and much of that time is on the M25.
Nearly all our freight in the country goes round on lorries. Everything you eat and drink has probably been on a lorry.
Food that you eat, the bricks your houses are made of. If you bought a new car, that probably was delivered in the back of a car transporter.
Everybody needs lorries, love them or hate them.
Not only do they bring us everything we need, they also have an interesting view on the world.
Oh, you'd be surprised at what you can see from being sat up at this height.
Usually I get some lorry driver come along and he's like, you forgot to finish your air off.
Quite often you can see women driving to work with their skirts hanging in the back window, like, because they don't want to get them creased. They're just driving along in their underwear.
Good thing I've got, like, I'm covered up down there because he could see my couldn't he?
It's lunchtime, and in Dartford, traffic officers Dan and Dawn are getting hungry.
Right, what have you got for dinner today?
Have you brought anything in?
I've got stuff with me, but obviously to keep you happy, whatever you want, really. What do you fancy? Burgers? Kebab? I've got some rice with me. I have.
With what in it? Yucky, healthy stuff?
Yucky, healthy stuff, yeah.
I don't like it. It even smells when you open the box. It's like, ugh.
Oh, cheers. So what you're telling me, I'll just stink you out every time I open mine, as you sit there with your large kebab.
Lima 72, go ahead.
At junction 29, Dan and Dawn have spotted something unusual.
We've got behind us, just seen there's just a guy walking along on the hard shoulder with a pair of tracksuit bottoms and a vest. We're just going to reverse up to him now.
Lima 72. We've just had to stop hard shoulder. We've got a pedestrian on the network.
50 people were killed or seriously injured in accidents on the hard shoulder last year, making it a very unsafe place to be. And this particular pedestrian has come a long way.
Where have you come from? From where? Eritrea. Okay, just wait there, okay? She can't walk here. 1 second.
Just sit down there, mate.
So Sierra Lima 72 have come across a pedestrian on the motorway. They think he's potentially an illegal entry into the UK. We're going to be contacting the police because it is a crime and it is something that they would need to deal with.
Was you in the lorry? Big truck, yeah?
They try and stow themselves in the back if they can, or even go to the extent of holding on to the axles of the vehicle.
Where was he going to?
I don't know.
Don't know. Just walking?
Just walking, yeah.
It's estimated that around 50 illegal immigrants hiding in lorries enter the UK through the ports on the south coast every week. And with many heading for the capital, finding young migrants on the side of the M25 is a growing problem.
There was a point last summer where we were seeing so many, we thought we were going to have to put a footpath on the M25. Police were taking them off all day long.
The police arrived to assess the situation.
Officers. What he said to me was he was in a big car, a truck. There was him and two other people he weren't friends with. When he stopped, he jumped out and left them two in there.
At the moment, it's believed that you've come into the UK illegally. You're going to be arrested, yeah, for illegal entry into the UK. Understand?
He wants to have you sorting out a shower, he said.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what he said.
Come sit in our car.
Shower and a sleep.
Okay, we take you to the police station.
See you later, mate. Take care. See you later. Cheers, thanks for officers. As soon as they come through, they've paid their money to whoever they've paid their money to. They just dropped them off straight away at their convenience, the truck driver's convenience.
I feel sorry that he's got nobody with him. He's got no family around. I don't know. I feel sad for that.
Last year, commercial vehicles clocked up 64 billion miles on British roads, so it's just as well someone is keeping an eye on them.
Hello, driver. How you doing, sir? Just a quick inspection, sir.
They're called the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, otherwise known as the DVSA.
Basically, the DVSA are the lorry police.
Lima 72, go ahead.
Today, near Junction 14, the team are doing surprise inspections for dodgy-looking trucks and truck drivers. Every year, the DVSA remove around 7,000 unroadworthy commercial vehicles from the road.
Pull something a little bit naughty over.
Traffic stopper Ian is tasked with spotting potentially dangerous vehicles.
You know, you can see things like abnormal loads or insecure loads, curtains bulging, general condition of the vehicle we'd be looking for.
Ian has spotted something he doesn't like the look of.
I've seen a vehicle up here that I'm not happy with the load because it's got a full skip on top of a full skip, which could possibly be a security issue.
Ian has led the overloaded skip lorry to a location where the DVSA team will check the driver's documents as well as the vehicle.
I'm now just going to go and check your driver's hours, make sure everything's all good. Richard over here will do your vehicle maintenance.
Last year, a third of vehicles checked by the DVSA were found to have mechanical problems. But it's not engine faults that is worrying Vehicle Inspector Richard.
Because he's got a loaded skip, it could fall off the side of the vehicle. It's life-endangering, really. This is your fixed penalty for the insecure load. Yeah? Get 28 days to pay. Right, I'll meet you outside, OK?
The lorry needs to fix its dangerous load, and this driver has an interesting way of doing it.
I'm not familiar with the way you load and unload this vehicle, so whether that's best practice, I wouldn't like to say. I'm probably going to say no, but...
Now the dangerously stacked skips are unloaded, the driver is free to go.
Probably about a ton of aluminium in this. Value, probably about £600–700 a tonne, something like that. That's why I'm not leaving it here. Because it might grow legs.
There are 64 experienced traffic officers working around the M25 every day. But they all had to start somewhere. And over in Dartford, traffic officer Andy is still learning the ropes.
Yeah, I suppose you'd call me a rookie of the team. Finding my feet still, trying to get my confidence up on the on-road bits and pieces.
Just had a job come in. We've got a report of a vehicle on the hard shoulder at a 90-degree angle. Sierra Lima 72, Sierra Lima 72 Hotel Alpha.
At junction 29, a lorry has shunted a car in fast-moving traffic, spinning it into the hard shoulder. Truck and car collisions can be some of the worst accidents on the M25, with a high chance of serious injuries. For a rookie like Andy, this could be a challenge.
Hopefully nobody's injured, but we'll be there to help get these vehicles righted, find out what's taken place.
When Andy and Mick arrive, the paramedic is treating the injured car driver. But Andy is still keen to find out the facts.
It sounds like we've got injuries.
Thankfully, the car driver only has minor cuts and bruises, but is clearly shaken up by the collision with the truck.
I saw him coming in on my mirrors. Next thing I know, he clipped me, and then I was spinning around and went straight into the wall, and he didn't see me from being up the height he was. And we're still sort of stinging where there's cuts, but I'm just grateful, you know, that it could have been a lot worse.
A car possibly weighs 2 tonnes and that lorry probably weighs 44 tonnes. So I would think it's truly terrifying.
It appears to be an open and shut case. But Emily has sympathies on both sides.
I think cars cause more accidents than lorries because lorry drivers are professionals. They've got a job to do, they've got a load to drop off or collect. Car drivers tend to be people who are keen to get home or keen to get to work and are going too fast.
But working on the side of a fast-moving motorway, Andy has just one thing on his mind.
Hopefully in the next few minutes we'll get this cleared and everybody can be on their way safely.
In the future, traffic on the M25 is only going to increase, and much of it will be in the form of trucks. So as car and lorry drivers on the motorways, we all need to be more aware of our surroundings. But if we do have any problems, the Highways England teams will always be there to keep us safe.
With the hide your tea bags?
Yeah, people steal them if I don't hide the tea bags, so they get hidden.
This is good kebab.
See, always eat healthy. Always eat healthy.
The M25 carries over 200,000 high-speed vehicles every day. This can make the motorway a very unpredictable place. It's 6 a.m, and at the M25 Northern Control Room in South Mimms, Emily is starting an early shift. She's been in the job for 8 years and has learned to be prepared for anything.
Two of the most unpredictable elements of our job have got to be weather and animals. You never know how an animal job is going to go. I mean, you can predict the weather to a certain extent, but sometimes the heavens just open and it's far worse than we imagined.
And today is one of those days.
Do take care if you're going to be out on the road.
I woke up this morning and I just heard the rain and I thought, oh no, it's going to be bad. I haven't even woken up properly yet. We've put in cones out, the cones are just floating away. It's absolute mayhem.
In this kind of weather, The biggest danger to traffic is surface water, which can cause vehicles to aquaplane and spin out of control.
57, go ahead.
Incidents are coming in at a rate of 1 every 2 minutes. Even normally calm Ian is feeling the strain.
Yeah, copy that. I'll do the necessary. Just give a shout when you... 6-2, we have no MIMS units at all, and I need something done in the Hatfield Tunnel. You prepared to
No, we
run?
have 5-4 are going.
5-4 going to that?
Yeah.
Over an inch of rain has fallen in 3 hours, turning part of the network into a river.
You can plan for most things, but for that amount of water, this is once a year we might get rain like that.
Oh, it's frightening.
You hungry, Andy?
Yeah, that's my belly.
In the yard, Andy and Keith are 2 of the 24 traffic officers around the M25, preparing to hit the road this morning.
Some of the problems are some motorists don't always drive to the weather conditions. They still feel they can go as fast as they normally would do, change lanes quickly as they used to. We envisage a very busy day. OK, baby. Punch it, Chewy.
Nearly 30% of all traffic collisions on the M25 happen in wet weather. In unpredictable conditions like this, today, anything could happen.
The big issue with thunderstorms after a long dry period, which we've had, is that all the fluids that drip off cars naturally all come to the road surface. It's like driving on ice. People can crash because they just don't appreciate what they're driving on.
There have been 128 incidents reported so far this morning.
X-ray 42, host up.
Close to junction 16, Andy and Keith come across their first spin-out of the day.
Hello, how are you? Did you hit anyone else or just the barrier?
I was driving to the gym this morning and it was raining, so I was actually driving slower than I would normally. The car just completely spun out of control and I just thought, that's it, and then it just went straight into the barrier.
Andy and Keith can't help fix the smashed-up BMW.
Little armlets if you want to put your arm out.
But even in terrible weather, Highways England customer service always comes with a smile.
OK, Keithy, baby.
It's just mad how, you know, in this weather, that people still go the speed that they go. When you get a lot of spray on the road, it can be quite scary. I can just about see the lorry in front. It is horrific.
It's only 7:30, and over the last 4 hours, 2 weeks' worth of rain has fallen on the hard tarmac of the M25.
We have a rather spectacular lake at junction 21.
Sierra Echo 72, host up.
At junction 21, Highways England have been forced to shut the anti-clockwise carriageway.
The water is running all the way around here, across the hard shoulder and all the lanes. We've actually had to close the M25 at that location because it is such a big puddle.
Nearly 3,000 people were seriously injured or killed in wet weather last year, so the Highways England team are not taking any chances.
Kev, how are you? You all right? Good, mate, thanks.
At the scene, Andy, Keith and team manager Kevin are wading through the options.
If you was to walk through it with a stick, just let us know how deep it gets. If you get wet ankles, good leadership, you lead from the front. So we'll stand and watch. You crack on, Treacle, do the best you can.
Purely for testing purposes to see how deep it is.
Use that defence at your disciplinary. Damn, I so wanted it to break down. We'd have to tow him out.
No, I said I'd leave him.
Yeah, so would I.
The problem with flooding is there's actually quite little we can do. We send one of our ISUs, but really all they do is poke the drain with a big stick.
But for this job, a stick isn't going to be big enough.
It's gully suck on this one. This one's going to be a gully suck rather than a pokey stick.
So Highways England are going to have to call in what they call a gully sucker.
So a gully sucker is like a motorway vacuum cleaner. It just comes along and...
But as always with the M25, nothing quite goes to plan.
With so much water everywhere today, we're struggling to get a gully sucker, and the nearest one available, because it wasn't tied up when we asked for it, had to come from Essex, and it's just got caught in all the tailback because we had to close the motorway.
It's now 9 a.m. and the anti-clockwise carriageway at junction 21 has been shut for 2 hours.
Tailbacks on the M25 stretch right round to junction M25. That's almost a 14-mile stretch. This is extraordinary.
I've never known a flood at this particular point on the motorway before. I've never known them have to close it here.
It's just miserable today. It probably suits the M25 today. I just have no words, to be honest.
Every lane in the tailbacks is packed with loaded lorries. The traffic hasn't moved now for 3 hours. That's an estimated cost of nearly £2 million to the British economy.
This is the worst I've ever seen it here. I've seen it flood here before, but never this bad that we've got to close it like this. And my new waterproof, water-resistant trousers are not very, so quite wet, the paint.
It's 10:30, and after fighting its way through the miles of tailbacks, the gully sucker eventually arrives and can start pumping the water away.
There's a lot.
So what, about 10 minutes?
We'll see. We'll get done as quick as we can.
As driver Richard prepares his tanker,
Right, let's crack on.
maintenance operative Mark has already found somewhere for the water to go.
Obviously, there could be quite many reasons why a drainage system might fail. I just think it's sheer weight of water today.
At a cost of £2,000 a day to Highways England, the tanker can carry 30,000 litres of water, sucking up 1,000 every minute. But that's cold comfort for the people stuck in the tailbacks.
It's massive. If someone said to me, what's my best route into work, I would say take a duvet day, emergency day annual leave. Don't travel on the M25 unless you absolutely have to. It's been horrendous.
But there's good news. The team is dumping a second tankload of water into the drain. 2 lanes of the motorway are now clear of water.
It's only just into there. That won't cause any issues at all. Yes, please, as soon as they're ready, start letting the traffic through.
The frustrated drivers have been stuck for over 5 hours and start to make a break for freedom the second the cones start being lifted, even though there are still traffic officers in the road.
People are breaching the closure, which then will leave them abandoned in the middle of the motorway with no protection.
So Keith and Andy rush to support their colleagues.
You see the traffic officers right down in the distance there?
The reckless actions of a few drivers means the rest of the queue has to wait.
We're now getting ready to release traffic. Are they happy that we're safe to release now? Over.
I appreciate how frustrated they are, but they nearly ran over my guys on the road, and that's just not cricket.
This time, they're taking no chances, and Keith and Andy safely lead the queue past the flood site. The gully sucker slurped up 4 tanks full of water to clear 120,000 litres off the tarmac this morning. The motorway is at last back on the move, and now Emily's mood is also improving.
I went paddleboarding last night, and it was beautiful. It was like 27 degrees, me and the dog on the paddleboard, just like this. I felt like a fat British Pocahontas. It was amazing. Just like...
The weather has improved, but there is no escape from the M25's other unpredictable problems.
Welfare check on my ponies. Where are they? Just coming up from Heathrow. Every so often one of them gives birth. It's quite cute.
Animals might look cute when they are on the right side of the barrier, but when they're on the motorway, they can cause mayhem.
We get about 350 animal call-outs per year, and we really never know what's going to happen with them.
But while Emily sees the problems, it's the team on the ground who have to get their hands dirty.
In the past, I've dealt with quite a few swans. This thing dropped a dinner-sized plate of swan crap all over me. My ultimate worst job would be a collision between an horse box and a van carrying bees. I'll be like, sorry lads, you're on your own, you best call the police.
I just resigned.
Yeah, I'll just resign on the spot.
The M25 lies on the edge of London's green belt, And with so much wildlife nearby, traffic officers need to know how to handle them.
Bit early, don't like horses.
Today, Kevin, Simon and Andy are heading to a stables for a crash course in creature control.
We're all here to learn the basics of corralling horses.
We often get them on the motorway, they cause absolute havoc. The last one I had, we had the motorway closed down both ways for about an hour and a half, the M25, because this horse was running around.
But the lads aren't exactly chomping at the bit to get going today.
I don't like horses. They frighten me, they terrify me, so even that one in the background scaring me.
I'm not overly keen. You know, big kicky, bitey things, you know.
So is that normal behaviour?
Like horses.
First to face his fears is Simon.
We're volunteered starers. Go first.
Oh, dear. Now you've got to lift your head up, Gertie.
The biggest challenge for the officers is rounding up roadside runaways.
Now try and not drop this on the floor.
I'm happy here at the moment. I think I'd rather sit in the car.
That's it. Now staying walking at her shoulder or her eye, that's it. Perfect.
I thought you'd done very well. You approached that the way you normally approach your first date, didn't you?
Catching a horse is very much like dating a lady.
And with that in mind, Kevin tries a charm offensive.
Hello, yes. We haven't met before, have we? You come here often? No?
Kev, chatting them up like that. It hasn't worked on the ladies when I've seen him out and about, but he's definitely working on the horse. Male or female. I'm going to call him the South Mims Horse Whisperer from now on.
Where are you off to today? Somewhere nice? Going to the seaside?
Near Heathrow, two veterans of the highways, Lindy and Jerry, are gearing up for another day patrolling the M25.
I think they've nicknamed us Girls Aloud because she's loud.
I'm not.
And I'm a girl, clearly.
Yes, obviously.
You're all women, obviously.
In the control room, they have over 1,000 CCTV cameras at their disposal. But even if animals or weather aren't involved in an incident, the M25 is always an unpredictable environment.
Ah, there we are. Something happening there. Sierra Lima 62, Sierra Lima 62 from Hotel Alpha, you're receiving over.
62, go ahead.
Got a report of a two-vehicle RTC. Are you available to attend over?
That's all received, thank you.
Screen 1 for the RTC 1617. 1 and 2 closure, please.
Jerry and Lindy believe they are en route to a multi-vehicle road traffic collision near junction 16 of the M25. This area is the busiest section of motorway in Europe, and even the smallest incident causes instant tailbacks.
Is there an ideal place to have an accident? I don't think so. But if there wasn't one, this would be it.
25 minutes after the call, Lindy and Jerry arrive at the scene.
It all appears to be on the hard shoulder, far at sea.
But there is a motorcycle where there should be a car.
This is two separate incidents. You aware?
No. Hotel Alpha from Sierra Lima 62.
It appears Lindy and Jerry are on a wild goose chase.
They've just reported to us that there might be another incident further up, so we're just going to find out where we need to be now, really.
Leave the one on the hard shoulder and carry on to the original one, live lane.
Yes, yes, good idea. We'll carry on. What are the chances? I know, right?
Eventually arriving at the incident spotted in the control room, Lindy gets the lowdown from the fire crew at the scene.
Yeah. What have we got?
So at the moment, I mean, the car was in lane 2.
Yep.
But we've moved the car to get lane 3 lanes running at the moment. Okay? We've got one gentleman, the car sharply braked in front of him, so he's gone into the middle barrier.
The driver is a little shaken, but unharmed.
It's all well on the hard shoulder?
Well, the issue is, there's loads of debris across the road.
Last year, there were nearly 4,000 reports of debris on the M25. So Lindy and Jerry have shut the motorway to sweep the carriageway clean.
People see the debris, they brake hard, swerve to avoid it. we'll have another RTC. So clear it, make it safe again. If you're happy, we're going to open it up again. I'm going to have the traffic released. Gentlemen, please be aware.
Having swept the road to safety, Lindy and Jerry release the motorists back on their journeys. Lindy's final task is to make sure the driver stays as safe as possible as he awaits recovery.
OK then, darling, what we're going to do is you're going to pop over here and you're going to stay over here. You're not going to wander, because this is your place of safety, all right?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Take care. All right.
Back in the M25 Northern Control Room, Emily and Ian have come across another unexpected problem.
Oh.
Motorway.
Yeah, we've actually just found it on camera.
Screen 1. There's a horse box broke down in lane 2 on the all-lane running section.
Fortunately, trained horse charmer Simon is en route to Junction 26 with Gary.
I must admit, I'm not a lover of horse boxes. It's unpredictable. You don't know how the horse is going to react.
There are two highly strung animals in the back of the truck that need to be kept calm. But there's nothing more unpredictable than the behaviour of an M25 motorist in a hurry.
Lane closures have been put in place, however, there's poor compliance at this time. People tend to ignore the red X's. You see up on the screen there, look at how many cars go down the inside of that. Bearing in mind, there's still someone inside that, there's horses inside that. Ooh. Sorry, I just watched the lorry come up behind.
Luckily, it only takes Simon and Gary 15 minutes to reach the stranded horse box.
There it is.
Don't pass.
Lovely job.
Now Gary can hold the traffic back, while Simon works out a plan to get the truck and the distressed horses to safety.
Right, what's up?
Gear shift failure.
Will it roll, though, if we tow it?
We were just driving along, and out of nowhere, it cut out. So it's a little bit anxious. I mean, I think when you're just a person, it's okay, but when you have horses on board, it's a bit of a different story. We're trying to be on our way to a competition in Belgium for the World Breeding Championships, but obviously we're stuck on the side of the M25.
He can't select any gears, so we're just going to try and drag him into here or off at the next junction.
Gary has been holding the 3 lanes of traffic back on his own, but moving 2 horses and a 7.5-ton trailer with their vehicle is a 2-man job. So he has to abandon his temporary roadblock and rely on his colleagues in control to keep a close watch on the traffic.
Can you just keep a camera on it? Let us know if anyone drives through.
The risk is, while they're towing a vehicle without the vehicle blocking the way, if someone shoots up lane 1 and 2, trying to cut through traffic, they're going to go into the back of them moving the vehicle. So that's what we're keeping an eye on.
Traffic is growing at a mile every 10 minutes. Simon and Gary swiftly tow the horse box to safety with their vehicle, ready for recovery to take over.
Simon, I'll get behind you and I'll release.
All right, Gary, I'll release it, yeah?
Oh, they've released traffic. This is when wacky races start and they all have another crash.
Ever-changing environments and unexpected challenges make life as an M25 traffic officer a challenging but entertaining one.
It's beyond description, really, compared to any other motorway. It's like a bloody ant's nest, you know, to be honest with you.
But whether it's sunny and dry or raining cats and dogs, there's one thing everyone can rely on: the end of their shift.
So now I'm going to go home, I'm going to be putting my feet up, I'm going to be having another cup of tea, and unfortunately I'm going to do it all again tomorrow.
It's early evening, and at the Northern Control Centre, Emily is 2 hours late for her shift.
What a disaster. There's a big diesel spill, and they've shut the M25.
Let's have a look at what pillock messed up my way into work.
As twilight spreads across the land, there's a shift in atmosphere on the M25.
Nighttime falls, it's dark, people might not be quite so aware or tuned into what's going on. They've possibly been driving for hours. It does bring a sort of level of uncertainty. What's going to happen?
Oh, the M25 can be a different animal at night. You think it's going to be quieter.
You get all sorts of stuff. You get suicides and
You get pedestrians get run over and killed. You know, everything happens, really. All of life is here.
It's always this sort of people this time, like it's lorry drivers, people working on the roads, and strippers. We're vampires of the night.
Can I get your location?
Near Heathrow, traffic officers Andy and Keith are also just clocking on for the night shift.
We need to get a word of the day on a radio, Keith.
Word of the day?
Yeah.
Hyperbole.
Hi, who?
Hyperbole.
And what's hyperbole mean? Oh, hang on. Hyperbole.
It's a real word, is it?
Oh, we'll have some of this.
What?
Oh, definitely.
What do you mean?
Hyperbole. Exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken literally.
Ooh,
oh, we're going to have some of that.
That says hyperbole.
The customer's making hyperbole comments.
That says hyperbole.
No, it's hyperbole. God, where was you when school started?
Yeah, received. 6-3. Can I get your location?
Andy and Keith have been sent to Junction 16 to investigate reports of a cupboard in the carriageway.
What would be your ETA? Who loses a cupboard in a road is an excellent question. I mean, what do they do when they get there? Do they like, what happened to my cupboard?
Last year, there were more than 2,000 call-outs to items in the road. Keith and Andy are hoping they can find this one before the cupboard causes a crash.
They have the potential to cause mayhem. People will swerve out of the way, crash into each other, get punctures. The blowouts plough them into the central reservation sometimes, so we need to get rid of the wood as soon as possible.
OK, do it now, baby.
It's on.
OK.
Removing debris is dangerous even in daylight, but with the speed of traffic increasing and visibility dramatically decreasing at night, this job is even riskier.
I think that was it there, wasn't it? Hang on, there's more there. It's everywhere.
OK, baby, coming over for the slip.
OK.
Fragments of cupboard are strewn across the carriageway, but even the smallest bit of debris can cause an accident, so they must be methodical.
We got him.
Good lad.
Let's do it.
While Andy holds up the traffic, Keith winds his way through the vehicles to retrieve the pieces of debris.
4 lanes here. It's not too bad, but it's bad enough for the public, of course. Right, we'll just get what we can out of the carriageway here. Oh, hang on, there's another bit over there, I think. We don't want people swerving for that. Excuse me a sec.
Eventually, the motorway is cleared of debris and Keith can release the waiting traffic.
Hotel Alpha Sierra Lima 62. Yeah, I think we got all the big bits out of the carriageway.
Oh, bless them, they're so out of breath.
Well done, mate. You all right?
Except for the jogging.
I feel fine.
You feel fine?
Yeah, I mean...
Is that because you didn't run a mile down the motorway?
It was a bit of a burden having to stand there and watch you run. Being a primed athlete, as I am, at one point I shuffled my weight from one foot to the next.
The maintenance team will be along later to take the debris away. It took just 6 minutes to clear. Then again, this sort of thing is bread and butter for the lads.
One unusual one years ago was a vat of strawberry jam.
Oh, I was with you on that one.
Yeah, you were. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we had to tow it off, didn't we? Massive big vat, wasn't it?
It was about a 2-ton vat of strawberry jam fell out the side of a lorry, and cars hit that.
Oh, we was eating toast for months.
We were.
In the control room, Emily is setting the signs and signals on the motorway for tonight's scheduled roadworks.
Hello, engine room. Lovely. What time are you starting?
Every night, there are over 35 miles of road closures on the M25 for essential carriageway maintenance.
There's always roadworks on the M25 at night. It's planned roadworks. It starts about 9 o'clock in the evening. They'll start putting the cones out, and then it starts for real about 10 o'clock.
Have a safe evening. Cheers, bye-bye.
Do you always wish them a safe evening?
I always do tend to say, yeah, have a safe evening, because it is a dangerous job.
Tonight, at Junction 5, Jason and his maintenance team are shutting lanes for some roadworks on the motorway.
Nice one, son.
But before any work can start, someone has to put the cones out.
I wouldn't want to work on the roadworks at night. I certainly wouldn't want to be one of these guys who puts the cones out.
Can be frightening sometimes. On a few occasions we have had people come at us with no headlights on. That's terrifying, that is. For the lads, being where they are at the moment, it is very, 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 very dangerous. Extremely exposed. You've got nothing really between them and the oncoming traffic.
Hoping I don't get wiped out by a vehicle that's running the taper.
The 150-metre cone taper is meant to narrow the traffic and divert it into the far lane. But some drivers cut it fine.
Look. Here we go. Right in the taper. Look, right to the last minute. What's the matter with people?
It's fast-paced at the roadside, but in the control room, things are as dead as night.
I'm bored. We normally expect like a job every 10 minutes, sometimes every like 30 seconds, but there's just nothing on the box. We've only had a handful of jobs and we've mostly just twiddled our thumbs waiting for something to happen.
It's a nice salad, this is. I like the way they made it look like chips. No, that's a radish, I think. That's definitely cucumber.
Hi, yeah, can I have a chicken burger meal, please? You're gonna hate me as well. I've only got 50s. It'd be amazing, actually, how many people are up this time of night.
Suddenly, the quiet of the control room is shattered by the arrival of some very unusual visitors at Junction 23.
Horses in the road racing. It's not clear if they're being ridden or if this is just organised by the horses themselves. These are wild horses, no people are riding them. Ah, okay, excellent. About 12 horses. Right, this is fun now. There's a horse. Oh no, this is my way home. Get off my road.
Loose horses are often a problem on the network, and Emily is concerned for the safety of one of her nocturnal maintenance teams.
Oh, geez, that's right where this guy's putting on his roadworks. Oh, let's give him a ring back. 6 horses are now heading towards Potter's Bar. Hello, it's Emily. I spoke to you just a minute ago. I want to let you know about an incident that's kicked off in the area where your roadworks are going to be.
The loose horses are causing chaos. 5 have been hit by vehicles and traffic officers are trying to keep control.
Yeah.
It turns out the horses aren't wild after all, and help has arrived.
The owner has come. He's sort of lassoed his horses and is taking them down the slit road. This is definitely a very typically weird night shift job. This is a bit crazy.
After dark, the M25 takes on a life of its own.
It's like the moon comes out and the crazies are like, let's go. It's our time. The time has come.
See, we're in a vest. Lots of strange things happen on the motorway at night. In this job, I never realised I'd see so many people weeing and pooing and fall asleep.
There's always roadworks, but do you ever see anybody working on there? Never. Never, never, never. Lots of bright lights, but there's no action.
In actual fact, behind the bright lights and cones lies an army of engineers who are about to start their shift. With over 200,000 vehicles pounding the M25 each day, the motorway needs a lot of TLC. At Junction 10, a 20-year-old joint that holds the bridge together needs replacing.
There's a certain distance we have to be back to make sure that
make sure the riggers sit in the right place.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
The joint enables the bridge to expand and contract with changes in the temperature. Without it, it would collapse. At a cost of £4 million, the job has been a year in the planning and requires the help of one boy's favourite toy.
This is a crane. It picks stuff up and puts it down in other places. This is my baby. As sad as it is, I am a bit of an anorak wearer when it comes to cranes. It's pretty much a massive PlayStation, and you can even change the angle of it.
The 90-ton crane will be moving the 9-ton bridge joint into place. It's a precise job that needs pinpoint accuracy.
I am 25 years young. I've been doing this since I was about 20. I started driving Arctics and high abs and stuff, and then wiggled my way onto the cranes. And I've looked back often since.
But it's far from child's play.
So he's left a little bit.
They are working against the clock, and on the M25, time really is money.
If we run late in the morning, we get severe penalties for being on the road. Probably about £5,000 per 15 minutes.
It's 2 a.m, and this is the point they find out if the joint will fit in the hole.
It's always the nervy bit.
A lot of men on the road this time of night. You don't get many women. Apart from us girls. Us girls of the night.
Somebody's watching me. Have no privacy. Oh.
Close to junction 23, it's just gone midnight, and traffic officers Ray and Sal have come across what looks like an abandoned car.
There it is.
It's in a very vulnerable position and doesn't have its hazard lights on.
Well, it's people fast asleep and pretty comatose by the looks of it. You guys okay? You can't sleep on the hard shoulder. Can you just turn your hazard lights on for me? Where's Ray? I can smell alcohol coming from that vehicle. Okay. Do you want to have a word and see if you can smell it? It might just be me. Sierra November 5-1.
Sierra November 5-1.
As a precaution, Sal calls the police while Ray tests out his sense of smell.
These glow sticks yours?
Yes.
How comes you didn't use the hazard lights?
I was scared my batteries would die.
Yeah.
The men were on their way home from a concert and have come up with a unique new safety feature.
Why are there glow sticks out here?
He said he threw them out to give some illumination on the vehicle.
It doesn't take long for the police to arrive on the scene.
As soon as I opened the door, I could just smell alcohol. Okay. I don't know if it's the passenger or the driver, which is why we've asked you guys to come. I don't want to let them go and then halfway down the road they end up crashing.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've got zero tolerance for drink drivers. And if these are drink drivers, then they need to be taken off the road. The innocent people that end up getting hurt, killed, it's just... I don't like them. I don't like them at all.
The legal limit on a roadside breathalyzer is a reading of 35.
Take a deep breath.
Drink driving results in an immediate ban, a hefty fine, and sometimes prison.
Okay. Okay.
Just one drink can triple your chances of an accident.
One drink driver off the road. I'm happy with that result. Excellent.
With two party animals safely off the road, elsewhere on the network, traffic officers Kim and Andy are dealing with animals of the furry kind.
Sierra Echo 72 host nothing.
Near junction 7 of the M11, a horse has been taken ill on the way back from a competition.
Right, let's see what we can do. See how we can assist in any way.
We don't know what's wrong with him. He's travelled fine coming to the show.
and coming back he seems to be wanting to go down. We don't know if he's going down with colic or whether it's him just being generally tired. So until I get him off the lorry, I can't tell anyone anything.
It's not just the poorly horsed the owner is concerned about.
I've got 2 horses on board, they're standing next to each other. He goes down, he'll swipe the other one out.
The vet's going to attend and assess, and then we'll be guided by them.
Moving live animals on the motorway is a dangerous business, but the 2 horses cannot stay together in the trailer. So the team decide to bring in a second vehicle to transport the healthy horse to safety while they wait for veterinary assistance.
We're just putting a hard shoulder box out now just for our own protection, to light the scene up a little bit better and protect the stricken vehicle.
The hard shoulder is not a safe place to stay. Of the vehicles that stop on the hard shoulder that were hit by another vehicle, the average length of time they were there before being struck was 11 minutes.
I'll get 2 more crews, one from that way, one from that way. When your guys are here, we'll stop the traffic, we'll transfer the horses, job done.
The only thing holding back the traffic is the traffic officer's vehicle. It's a risky maneuver in the daylight, but at night it could be deadly.
We close both lanes because if one of those animals spooks, there's no way we can control it, and then it's in the lap of the gods where it goes.
The horse box is now loaded. They've left scene, and you can now release both carriageways. Thank you very much.
The roadblock has done its job almost too well.
So you're saying the vet's stuck? The vet is in that traffic, are you? I don't know how far back he is, but he's in that traffic behind us. So hopefully, no time at all.
10 minutes later, the vet is on the scene.
All I've given at the moment is pain relief because he seems stable in himself. His heart rate's normal, his breathing rate's normal. Hopefully, just with pain relief and no sedation, we'll be able to get him off the slip road and I can carry on and have a closer look at him.
We've got the other car putting the rolling road in. When they've got compliance in the traffic, we can wave these out.
With the traffic behind held once more, Kim and Andy help the horsebox safely rejoin the road so the vet can take the sick horse for further investigation. Back at Junction 10, it's busier than usual with the M25 workforce.
It's actually nearly there, it just needs that little bit of internal shutter off.
A team of 30 engineers are undertaking a £4 million bridge renovation.
You need to come over this way a little bit. Look, at the back.
It's tight.
That's underneath now.
12 months of meticulous planning have come down to this moment.
We've got to come over this way quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
But the joint doesn't quite fit.
That's it. It's in, it's there. It's just a fine tuning, the exact level it goes to.
The clock is ticking, and with a hefty fine for overrunning, these engineers aren't adverse to fine-tuning the old-fashioned way.
Just catching on the steel down there, he's going to it with the hammer.
Yeah, that's fine. You're well under, that's good there.
The 9-ton piece of metal is now in place, and the engineers can finally hand the road back to the great British public.
The traffic management is coming off. It's time to go home and go to bed.
It's been another long shift of roadworks and roadblocks, cranes and crashed cupboards, horses and horseplay. And as the night comes to an end, another day is dawning on the M25. For it all to start over again.
Bye, everybody. Remember, one team, one dream.